Okay, welcome back to my Let's Play of Disco Elysium on the PC. We are still a hungover bastard. We woke up this morning, still on day one, exploring the region of Martinez, and much like our character, we don't know really what this place is about or what's going on, but we're learning. And last time, we checked out this crime scene of this crazed motorist that did some crazy daredevil jump off a ramp, off a house. We're working on that, solving that crime. And then we ran into this mob of laborers who are... I wish I could tell you the exact situation off the top of my head, but I can't. I don't think I even have like a task for it. Basically they're angry because they want to work, but the company is not giving them time to work. They're not letting them into work. So this big guy, the rest of the mob, crying about right to work. I don't know. I don't really know how much legal ground these people have to stand on. I mean, they can, like, stand here and yell at them all day, but I don't... I mean, it's not like this is a new problem in the history of time. So, I don't know how to really help them, or if I even want to help them, but that's that. Overall, yeah, we still have a lot to do. We have so many threads that are... We keep finding new threads instead of solving currently held threads. But I did find this map here, which is... I mean, the map shows that... well, it's not a huge game, but there's this whole church section, which we haven't even got to, and this fisherman shack, like, we're just in the Martinez waterfront section so far. But, there's this side section here which shows every white check that we've encountered so far that we have not succeeded on. White checks mean that if you fail, you can redo it. And it shows which ones you can reattempt right now, which is really handy because it's very easy to forget about any of this shit. So one of them is the damaged ledger. It's a logic medium check. I'm shocked I failed it in the first place, but let's try and do this again. Alright, yes, at last you find a way to piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. HDB 41, date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41, 120, 1700, 11, 20, no, 120, no, 12, 1, 1700. The year is... no. I don't know what the fuck. The next world mural. Wait, HDB 41, weren't those officer precinct? Why, yes, your precinct number is 41. And HDB, every last alphanumeric in the file begins with it, and these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials. Ooh. Horace Debbie Behringer? Pram Darjan Benzakin? I don't know what to say to that. I got nothing here either. Logic really isn't the best faculty to have this conversation with, but it's one you got, so sorry. Yeah, we're staying out of this business for now. HDB is bad news from yesteryear. It's shit, Honcho. How long does it take to read a case? It takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you devised. Where do you want to start? The next world mural. This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower. part of a failed real estate development called Grand Quran. Cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. Two silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their forms reads, "True love is possible, only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class." People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the Bell's letters have the litterage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown. Do I ever find out who came up with it? Case files do not show you finding the author of the design. Read on. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner JV is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rumbling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between two options. Keep the mural. It is right. A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us. All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class. In any case, it appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in the quarter. An agreement as well. What do you want to tackle next? The unsolvable case. A.K.A. Leslie and Burke, a.k.a. the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29th, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. You were so drunk you didn't remember what it was when you signed on. That, or you were high. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man. And you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage... Signage? This is not a word. They must have meant signage. I'm Googling signage right now. If it's a word, I'll eat my socks. Did you mean signage? Yes, I did mean signage, and so did this game. Good. And for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear-view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which, in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression. Couldn't we just keep them off the streets? You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition because that's where the action is. Can you keep yourself off the streets? Proceed. Threatening, fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, and even trying to get a local gang of Zemlakis to take them out. The Zemliakis would give them ethanol so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH, had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street, because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing? He's the public indecency guy, right? Yeah. Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage, but the joke's on him. The officer is also drunk. Way more drunk than Burke there, and let's be fair, you also have party eyes. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face, then proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who at this point is tending to Burke. He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You smash it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is Burke can't walk anymore. Can't get out of his apartment. An invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved. Which is why the officer responsible narrowly escapes the disciplinary hearing. The end. That's amazing. He beat like a middle-aged man to unconsciousness, turned him into an invalid, and he doesn't even get a disciplinary hearing. Damn. I mean, why wouldn't you just fucking put him in jail for like a month? God damn it. All of them. Any of them. I don't know. We're really passing time by reading these. It is almost midnight. But we'll be able to see the city at night. The square bullet hole murders. It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her head, staring at the wall, her mouth agape. But that's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead. A sequence killer? Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next? Don't worry. One day. One day you may still catch the man with the square gun. Isn't it more likely to be like a metal object or something? Why would you assume it's a bullet? The couch in an unexpected location. Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it, in the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside, by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young and they thought they looked cool on it. They actually look like assholes. Insufferable dicks. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about the damn sofa, or couch, or whatever it was. They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations they took it to. Where they also took photos of themselves, on it, and smoked cigarettes, and drank coffee because they felt it's intellectual. Cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up. And you did, so congratulations to you. Case solved. Did I ever catch those guys? No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what it's called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the couch assholes. You have a real job to do. What next? Murder at the hookah parlor. Murder, tam. At the hookah parlor was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead. Of circumstances completely unconnected to murder at the hookah parlor. Wait, how? Beaten to death by a throng of Villalobos gang members when him and his partner J.M., only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. It's a sad story and it isn't really represented in your case files. Villalobos means House of Wolves. It's pretty cool. Stop stalling and get to the murder at the hookah parlor. Right, on with the murder. Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve. Was doing it solo. Said it was a real nutcracker. A real brain twister. Was on it for like a month. The captain got impatient. Shit or get off the pot, Mills. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with every theory, as outlandish as they seemed. Still couldn't solve the murder at the hookah parlor. Tough case, he said. Toughest he's ever had. Was Joseph Mills a good cop? No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor, too. The worst jokes you've ever heard. Really rapey. Still, he'd been on it for months now. Said it was the final case. Said it was uncrackable. That the murderer vanished into thin air. That goddamn hookah parlor was all he talked about. Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum-flavored vapor all day. Really stupid. Yeah. So anyway, young man in his 20s found with his skull busted open. Right on the floor of the hookah parlor, in the middle of the day. No one else is in there. Only client that day. In perfect health, too. Some kind of movie producer. No one enters, no one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning, all noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. No calls, nothing. Just sucking on the hookah until 15:45. Then bam, he's dead on floor with his skull busted open, blood everywhere. What happened? How can it be? Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin, movie deal gone sour, girl at the counter did it, nothing fits. Eerie. Man just dropped dead. So you go to the parlor. You see cushions around the table. Table's low, heavy, really sharp edge. He sucked hookah, stood up, passed out, hit his head on the table, and died. See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. Turns off your brain's oxygen supply. And you don't notice it until you get up to go to the bathroom. He must have sucked a lot of it. Yeah, he liked his hookah. Stephen was his name. And what was he doing there for 6 hours? Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Trying to come up with a movie script, maybe. Anyway, that was murder at the hookah parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good detective, and about 30 minutes has passed piecing it together. Next, I can revisit this. Smell the ledger. The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner. Hidden drawer. Fucking kill yourself, you asshole. I wonder if that would actually kill me. I kind of want to find out. Oh, can I not? I have to talk to him. Oh, we have a thought complete here because we've passed a lot of time. Azovian socioeconomics. 0.000% of communism has been built. Evil child murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he's managed to do is make himself sad. He's starting to suspect Krasmazov fucked him over personally with his socioeconomic theory. It has, however, made him into a very, very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world. Left-wing dialogue options give +4 XP. That's pretty good. But -1 visual calculus and -1 authority. That's pretty rough. Hard to say. I like having visual calculus. But, you know, we can just rack ball some XP for a while. And then forget it. And then we'll be fine. Right? Rigorous self-critique. Oh yeah, I have to get another skill slot. Okay. All around you, rain falls in the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. Snow is melting. What am I doing? Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hat. What do I see? Gray sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world. How does it feel? Your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your disco blazer grow heavy. The cold finds its way in under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you. What's in the west? Sheets of rain over the water, a flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinez with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumbled on an inlet. Beyond the bay of Revachol, ghosts rise into the sky. Who are you, ghosts? Skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office window. Will you ever go there? Will I? No. You are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinez every day. What is down the shore? Urban coastline, rain dripping off Eternite-covered roofs, cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction. A defunct research and development building once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above the water. And beyond that, Coal City, end of all lines. Run your fingers through your dampened hair. Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance. Did I already do this? I can't remember. It seems familiar. I'm almost certain I remember doing this like west, east, north, south thing, but I don't know if this is different. I don't think I did this. The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. The chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide. Clench your teeth to stop shuddering. Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates. Red and blue metal shipping containers slick with rain. The greater Revachol industrial harbor is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow. And beyond that? La Drizienne, King Driss' passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms. Cranes watching over the mouth of the river Distributary. What is across the Distributary? Quran, the lower middle class. Distributary after distributary cuts the city blocks in half. 7-story buildings trail off into the rain. What is beyond the Quran? The silvery curtain of rain over the houses. The class divide. You've never been there. They don't need the law east of the river. What's in the north? Cape side apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls. Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play. Midnight news and reruns. And closer to here? A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Coal leaks into a puddle beneath a dead man's feet. He swings from a tree, bloated. Droplets of rain slip from his cold cheeks. What's in the south? A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge has been raised. What's on the other side? The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snow melts in Jamrock. Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at? Why is there a fucking DMX lyric as a dialogue option in an RPG? Have a butter in the cut where the wood at. That's awesome. That's awesome. 10 out of 10 for this fucking game. Oh my god. Why am I not there? Why am I not there? To be in Martinez where no one goes. At the runoff point of a long-forgotten canal. In the whitest part of town. In the shadow of the day, the revolution failed. What am I doing here? Standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland. Shudder, look further. In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain. Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink. What's above? Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears. Motherfucker. This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a Frit to the east. They sell them there. Okay. We gotta talk to our man.
You should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages yet. You should take care of that then. But I don't have the money. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out. Though he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do. Alright, so we leveled up. Let's get another slot for my brain. And we'll take another -1 authority so we can critique ourselves. Because we say sorry too much. And, oh yeah, I was gonna save. So that I can do this option. Fucking kill yourself, you asshole. The words just crossed your mind somehow. Who are they for? Who do you think? Okay, that's all that was. Alright, if the shop's open, I'll buy a raincoat, but I kind of doubt it. Yeah, everything cleared out now. Shop's locked. Measure head is powerful, man. It says GRIH, Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor. I really should probably go to bed. Notice, in case of a strike, press button. Hermetically sealed door locked by electronic means. Alright, I'm not gonna fuck around. Because I'm probably gonna get like hypothermia and die, or who knows what. Or I'm not gonna get enough sleep and I'm gonna die, or who knows what. I'm a frail, fragile man. And we can finally move on to day 2. We went the whole day without getting that fucking body down from the tree. Jesus. Why wouldn't I just, like, put on some nose plugs? Oh, how do I get back there? No, there's something back there. Okay.
Can I help you?
So about that money I owe. Yes, have you got it? How much do I owe you again? A lot. For the room, drinks, and broken window, 130 real. Damn. I was wondering if we could come to some sort of arrangement for tonight. Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me? Kim is about to say something. Let him. He adjusts his glasses. I understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business. Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking and... He stops mid-sentence. I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Well, I still have my key, you know. Good luck trying to use it. He taps his foot against a metal box installed in the back of the counter. All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock. This conversation isn't going anywhere, is it? Not until you bring me the money. Okay. He turns to you with a heavy sigh. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here. I really didn't want to resort to this man is thinking. Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here. Okay, maybe I can break in. I mean, I'm a smart guy. Should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it. Am I a smoker? Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma. You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously. But she broke it at the filter. I can't smoke that. How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that, a carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied, then smoke them all. The idea seems to make your neck expand. Suddenly, the garish tie feels very snug, like a cat rubbing itself against its owner's calves. A cat that wants you to smoke a lot. Or you could not do that. No one is making you. I'll make it priority 1. Good. They'll make you stronger and better. You're too old to be cool now, but find cigarettes, smoke them, blam! Instantly a cool renegade man. A mystical red dragon with smoke rising from his nostrils. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses. I mean, come on, I'm like a neo-noir detective. I should be smoking my ass off. I should also be drinking a lot, but that seems to be a bigger problem. Okay, doesn't seem to be a way I'm going to get into this door. But maybe she'll let me stay. Yeah. Knock again. He doesn't. Damn it! Alright, fine. Fuck, I'm just such a despicable, horrible, useless wretch of a man. I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure. Cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark. I confiscated these 4 a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal. What are those things? They're spinner hubcaps. Frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, he makes a spinning motion with his hands. Caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them. It's just for vanity. A vanity he wouldn't mind. What do you mean you confiscated them? A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son, and high. So you took his spinners? He nods. I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence. Isn't that corruption? I don't know, is it? The lieutenant looks back, stone-faced. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessarily for conviction. Never asked them back. Did you want to put these spinners on your machine? No, that would be silly. He hesitates. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous. Outrageously cool. He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark. I'm sorry you have to sell them because of me. As I said, they're useless anyway. I should have remembered I had these earlier. But thank you. I appreciate your help. Lieutenant nods as you take the spinners. We're gonna be fucking rolling in money now!
Greetings on this fine night. What brings you here?
You do know it's not really a fine night. The weather's terrible.
Is it? Spring is capricious, yes.
How come you're still open?
The pawn shop is always open.
Let's roll. Yeah! Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard, he's probably on Perholidin. It's tough to come by in the street. Perholidin, what is that? A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow. Just me, or is it really warm in here? Try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. There's a note of indignation in its voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something. Like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket. What's with the triangles on your vest? He hesitates. I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster. He coughs as if to mark his words. Had to take Perholidin for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it? He's taking it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days. People's Pile, what's that? Bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you, too. People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service, releasing radioactive waste into River Esperance. What is a particle decay generator? A primitive nuclear reactor, also called a pile. Why is it called the People's Pile? Construction began during the Commune of Revachol. The people continued work on it after the Commune fell. They wanted a cheap source of energy for Revachol West. Needless to say, things didn't work out. Why did it fail? An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine, taking the fuel containment vessel up in the explosion. Both the faulty design and lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe. Tell me more about this emergency relief brigade you were part of. He points at the white triangle on his orange safety jacket. We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized. Tried to help fire brigades contain the spill. I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The aspirants didn't have the heart to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud, years getting sick. He looks at the spiraling lights and stops. Must have been tough, radioactive cleanup. He hesitates. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment, and early deaths, cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could. Whose fault was it that the generator failed? No one's. Everyone's. He sighs and shakes his head. So much bitterness. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen? How did you end up running a pawn shop? Cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died, left me the shack and the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me, don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm going to get as far from Faubourg as I can. Still in the same city, but... He shrugs. Thank you for telling me. He shrugs. I like theory more than story. Outward movement, not vortices. What? Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man. Care to share your pure holoden with me? Have you tried it before? It's almost like he's worried for you. Lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care. He won't be your narc, but he won't be thrilled about this either. Yeah, I've tried it once, and liked it. Here you go, man. He presents a large cap-shaped object on the palm of his hand. Very odd-looking. Yes, darling, that's the coalition government-ordained pure holoden. Straight into your gut. Not so sure about this. Wait, why wouldn't I be sure? Because it's an anti-radiation drug and you're a cop, not a post-apocalyptic scavenger. Thanks, man. Hey, I got XP for it. That's what it's all about. Missing gun. No. Then sell. Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps. Lieutenant steps in and hands him the spinners. Roy takes the hubcaps and the lieutenant inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop. He marvels at the cobalt shimmer and nods. Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a Mesk banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real. No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you. The lieutenant explains as the pawnbroker opens the register and counts the cash. Of course, I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again. Thank you. He takes the cash and turns to you. Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it. The rest goes in his pocket. The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant spinners. The windfall is a small consolation. Alrighty. We have money, although most of it's going away. But now that I'm on a drug, I wonder if he will be open to doing the body right now. It's late. It's raining, but I'm doped up, baby. Oh my god, he's still out here throwing fucking rocks at this thing? Oh god. Corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and... Oh yeah, I've already read this. Look down. Oh god, it's so tough. Oh no. Let it out. What a great sound. Ooh. Little cherry on top. Fucking corpse. Thanks. Didn't we already do all this? Can't Kuno get this fucking body down?
Fuck, does Kuno care?
Kuno, I threw up and I can't investigate the body now. Yeah, like a fucking volcano. Kid is mimicking violent puking noises. Fucking pathetic. Lucky you didn't die there. Maybe you got some advice for me? I mean, you're obviously handling it quite well. Yeah, Kuno's got some advice for you. Kid looks to his left and to his right and then leans towards you. What are you, like 80, right? Maybe you should stop embarrassing yourself in front of a fucking kid. Perhaps you could compress this negative energy and turn it into some sort of Kunified non-vomiter. What? Don't ask questions. Roll with it. It will work, I promise. Kunified non-vomiter. Here I come. That's right. Turn your weaknesses into conceptual strengths. Try it again now. Okay, I'll try it again then. Okay, I got +1 for a Kunified non-vomiter. Still a terrible chance. Oh, God. Oh, I just wanted you to hear that again. Yes, live it up. Live it up. I think I don't want to be a cop anymore. Yeah, I've done all this. Thought gain. Volumetric shit compressor. Didn't I already do this? No, I never had that. Your shit is apart, and it's rather unbecoming of a cop and a human being. It's supposed to be the opposite of that. Together, compressed in a small area. To achieve a solid level of shit compression, squeeze your butt cheeks together for 30 minutes. Do something similar with the two hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. It's possible. Did I have this when my game crashed? I don't even remember. That was so long ago.
Fuck, does Kuno care?
Oh, God. Talk to the gardener. She said not to listen to you. Pig. Kuno slaps his forehead. Do you have any idea how fucking stupid that sounds? Kuno's cruising his bitch on the town. The bitch comes back griefing to the Kuno. What's up with that? The fuck out of here, fat ass. Those pants are too small for you. Dude, I'm buying those pants. Kuno unzips his jacket again and pulls the pants out of the plastic wrapping. Here, pig. We've fallen now. Performance buddies. Kuno can already see you soaring through the air like a fucking eagle. He looks at you with pride. Pig's in Kuno's debt now. Money debt. Money debt doesn't mean anything. He's just saying words. You're not in his debt. Okay. Alright, let's put on our awesome pants. Oh yeah, we must have not ever done that since my game crashed. Otherwise I would have had this. Oh, I don't have the pure hole it in. I mean, he gave it to me, but I didn't use it. Should I use it? What are my pants doing for me? +1 electrochemistry. Isn't that what I'm using? It's a nice sound, but... Wow, you work hard. I do? Oh yes, you hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide. I guess I do, yeah. Oh yeah, like a horse. A workhorse. For hard work. What hard work do I do exactly? Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have worked 200,000 steps. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride. Fucking ride till I die, bitch. It's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. You got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negroes and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money printer. And there's pawning stuff off to that suspicious Roy guy. Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style. Guess I've made some gills, sure. Sure. Has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now ask yourself, are you rich? No. That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that? System is broken. Boo-hoo, the system is broken. The establishment is keeping me down. That's not the fuck yeah attitude you're used to. What is this? Why are you so poor? Fucking taxes, man. That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gossamer state that is Revachol? I thought there were no taxes. You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, this tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus there's the stuff people in other countries pay for. That makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gossamer state's a myth. In total, the coalition government has taken 98% of all your money. No fucking way. Guess I'm a free market fundamentalist now. Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue. Alright, that sounds fun. Whoa! In your hand, Pyrrholidin, the double rainbow of synthetic hallucinogens. Rare and gritty, a product of the age of atomic power. Look at the little puck of liquid. What a funny little cap. Don't let the scary medical warnings throw you off. It's an inadequate antidote to radiation poisoning, but a potent antidote to boredom. Radiation poisoning sounds scary. It's not going to give you radiation poisoning, stupid. Pyrrholidin is perfect match for a badass junkie cop who's looking for a little heat. Open the cap. The container is warm to the touch, or is that just the anticipation? You screw the lid open and look. A little slit on the side lets you just slurp it up like an oyster. Come on, slurp it. Won't Kim see me slurp it? What is he, your mother? Is Kim your au pair? Slurp it. Slurp the morsel of danger joy. Slurp it, but only a little. You suck a minuscule drop of extremely chemical-smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps into your tongue. When you swallow it, it's already almost gone. Tastes like fire. Tastes like many things, all melting into one conflagration in the back of your throat. As you look around, the world slowly exists, as it did before, only now gentle flames lick at its edges, as though it were a photo burning. God, on fire? Not really, it's just a metaphor. The effect of that otherworldly drop of liquid is slower, more subtle than that of real flames, yet just as warm. This warmth makes you want to share your discovery with Kim. Kim, I just did a drop of that anti-radiation drug. It's great. I'm happy for you, he answers. His glasses turn golden as the fire reflects off the lenses. Once again, you are filled with the certainty. This man is your brother. Just don't mix it with anything, he thinks, looking you over. Thankfully, his sense of balance seems okay. Whatever, I'm not getting involved. Wow, Kim's badass. Or he's had a druggy partner? Well, that's probably it. He's seen it before. Look at all these guys go off like fireworks as information pours into you. About the lieutenant's simple remark. I'm happy for you. This stuff is great. Will I be able to stand straight and walk? Why not? This government-developed substance seems very non-intrusive. You could even operate heavy machinery. Fire machinery. This is going to be so useful in my line of work. 30 XP! Already you can tell you're going to be slurping a lot more Pyrrholidin. This stuff is going to give you insight into that little flickering light hidden in all human beings. Gives +1 to empathy, suggestion, authority, inland empire, esprit de corps, volition. Damages health. Okay. I have my own pyro button. Alright, that really does not help with this at all, unfortunately. Okay. I just needed to try the drug. But let's pay the man, let's get to bed. We can end the video at the start of day 2.
Can I help you?
About that money. I have it. Here it is. Sorry for the trouble. 70 XP. Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance, starting tomorrow. He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him. He takes out his keychain and fiddles with the mechanism behind the counter. The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 2100 tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night. He opens his wallet. I'll take a room here too. Of course, he takes the money and hands him a keyring. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? So we have to make like 20 bucks tomorrow, or we're really gonna be up shit creek. I'm hoping I look better tomorrow, since I went a whole day without alcohol. This is the door to the room you redecorated. Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Alright. I don't think we have any progress, but sure.
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
I didn't know you smoked, Kim. I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. Something of a ritual. Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette. I think I might want to pick up smoking. You have any more cigarettes? I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly one cigarette every night while going over my notes. How did you get so cool, Kim? Light of his cigarette illuminates a fleeting smile. You mean this? He flicks the ash. This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will, and unhealthy. Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit. Right then, the debrief. Yes, he pulls on the cigarette. It's been a long and eventful day. How do you think today went? Well, you were so hungover that you couldn't keep it down when we approached the hanged man, so we didn't even inspect the body. And there's still so much to do at the crime scene, too. We didn't search it thoroughly enough. He would have put all this more harshly, but he doesn't want you to feel completely discouraged. Probably because he's afraid you'll just give up and keep drinking. Don't worry, Kim. I'll be in much better shape tomorrow. I look forward to that. As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Evrard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow. We didn't talk to the Wild Pines rep. We really must do that tomorrow. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice? I don't like to waste time, you know. My mind moves fast, the rest has to try to keep up. He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on his cigarette. It's impressive, especially for a man your age, and in those heels. He looks at your snakeskin shoes and smiles. Smiles suddenly. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. It goes with the orange. So what are our powers exactly, the RCM? They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. 1,000? Why not more? The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We're not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol. Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse? Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. He frowns. It undermines trust in the RCM. Okay, what else? We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. How can you be sure the arrestee will show up? You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. I see. And if someone resists? As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we're permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonish not to abuse that power. So if I kill someone while on duty, you have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It's hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best. What happens to people we convict? We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Quran and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them. He taps on his coat pocket where he keeps his notes. And who makes all these rules? Coalition government and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark. Or perhaps it's better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government funded the RCM. Let's say it was the citizens of Revachol. Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern releases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it. Or if they think you do. The moral intern, what is it? The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. He pulls on his cigarette. You know who they are. They run this place after the revolution failed. If I didn't know, how would you describe them? They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the real belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world. What do they believe in? What do they believe in? They are DeLoreans. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they're just technocrats. Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day. What is their symbol? Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that. Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous. Who is Dolores Day? A historic figure? The author of the modern age? He thinks. You'll have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. What do you think of them? The moral intern are a fact. Moral intern. I think that's how it's going to be. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And he looks at the city below. It doesn't look like that's about to happen. It's more than that. There's some kind of affection in him. You like the moral intern. Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky, he quotes. They're not all that bad. That's another leitmotif associated with moralism. But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now, he thinks, then changes his mind. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me. I have an opinion on the moral intern. Do you? The lieutenant arches his brow, then pulls on his cigarette. It's a slim white thing in his fingers. Wow. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting bourgeois rights. No, we are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes. Maybe we should make our own law. Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop. But, hypothetical aside, in Martinez we already are vigilantes. At least the Union thinks so. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging. He looks at the roundabout. The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string, from east to west, as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over. Say nothing, just look into the night. The dying lights of the city shimmer below, slowly, like luminous clouds. They pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here. Finally, he pulls on the cigarette and says, they really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH. Why are they like this? It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, jurisdictions of our 2 precincts. And in Jamrock and the GRIH? He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky and says, we run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... He shakes his head. But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, this city would disintegrate. Night. Captain Ptolemy Price steps into the yard. A piebald horse waits by the motor carriage, chewing oats out of an oat bag. Seagulls fly overhead. The sky is black. Captain Price wears a black suit and a standard patrol coat as he mounts the horse to head home. Rows of houses on either side, hunching over the sidewalks, and Precinct 41 with its dome roof growing distant. Around him, the streets are silent. A kid on the corner waves at the captain as he takes the turn on Perdition and Main. The horse neighs. The captain nods back. Thanks, kid, he thinks. He's grateful. I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here. At least do some good. Me too, he says quietly. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes. Thank you for this. Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go. Puts out the stub of his cigarette and looks to the door. My attire is just atrocious. I want to get like an actual suit at some point. That would be great. What is this symbol? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's hit the fucking hay. Crawl in. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then, sleep doesn't come. Why? Maybe it's the bed's fault. Check the pillow. It's synthetic filling separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. Check the blanket. Barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily. Roll over to the other side. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Who killed him? Who? Something to do with... What was it the lieutenant said? Union? It's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brainwaves. No more thoughts. Fall asleep now. Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming. Oh God. What the fuck? Okay. I mean, maybe this will be quick. Nothing's really ever quick in this game. Oh look, it's a me. You remember the scent of your childhood.
Scent of your childhood.
Oh, okay. I was born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
I was left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Isolas on the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people, and you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
Trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
Something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad. This dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Oh, God. Well, I still look like fucking bleached asshole. But we're alive. Good going, buddy. What the hell was that? Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night. What the hell's going on with me? You mean why you're so tired and too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think. Why is this happening? It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself. I can take this. I'm not going to go looking for speed. Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically a week? Let's be honest. 2 weeks? Maybe 3? You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You'll be fired. It's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead. Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark. Okay, that'll be good. Alright. Yeah. We're on day 2. It's a bright new day. It's a world of possibility. Anything could happen today. Anything could happen on day 2. I really have no idea. It's gonna be wild. But this has gone on long enough. I've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes. My name is Mangg. Game watching has been Disco Elysium. See you fine folks in the next part.